Welcome to Atlanta Eats Fall Football Dining Guide, because we all know the best time of year to be in Atlanta is the fall, because football is here. We've all been waiting for it. School's back, so the kids and families are around, and the weather is spectacular. It is a great place to check out restaurants all over Atlanta, and that's what we're gonna do over the next hour, including the best sports bars or the coolest places to watch the games, including where I am right now, Stats in downtown Atlanta, just a stone's throw from Mercedes-Benz and State Farm Arena. Then we check out barbecue spots. Atlanta's become a real barbecue town, and we've covered a ton of them on Atlanta Eats. Then we turn our attention to wings, because how do you talk football and talk dining without getting great wings? We'll go to some of the great wing places in town. And then we head to Athens and Georgia Tech, where Georgia and Tech have fabulous restaurants right near the campus, and we've covered a bunch of them. Can't be football season without talking college football. So that's what's happening over the next hour, and let's start things off with one of my favorite places to watch a game in the world. It's Stats in downtown Atlanta. Think of the perfect sports bar. How about having 3 amazing floors of action going on nonstop? Countless televisions. With whatever game you're watching, you're guaranteed to have the sound at your seat. How about being just a few blocks from the arenas and the stadiums? A patio that overlooks downtown Atlanta, and the food, man, this is not sports bar grub. I don't know if the teams are always winning, but I'll guarantee you one place that is. Let's hang at Stats.
Stats is a sports pub with a new take on both the experience and the food that you'd mostly consider with a sports pub.
We've got a fresh, modern take on sports bar fare.
At a regular sports bar, you're going to listen to one game. Here at Stats, you can listen to 7 different games. Not only do we have the TVs, we have different audio zones that you can watch your game at different spots within the restaurant, so you can be with your fan club or your alumni group and watch a different game.
So if there's any sports you want to watch, you definitely can watch it here.
Obviously, we sell a lot of chicken wings. Our buffalo sauce is very, very classic.
We also have our messy burger, which is both delicious and messy.
The double stack messy burger is phenomenal. If you're gonna come to a sports bar, you have to get the burger, right?
Get a burger. How about you?
Salads.
They got a great Cobb salad.
They do have the Cobb salad. I get it with the salmon.
We also have Atlanta's own Dirty Bird chicken sandwich. Dirty Bird's just out of our Falcons that play right up the street in the Georgia Dome.
Old friend Andrew Saltzman of the Hawks. It was over a decade ago, we thought about opening something downtown Atlanta, and now 500 meals later.
500 meals, 3 chins later, and here we are.
We're in walking distance to all of the attractions.
Give these guys a lot of credit. It was before people were coming downtown, and you think about what's happened downtown and how Stats has just really become the epicenter of downtown Atlanta.
We went to the Fox to see a show, and we didn't want the night to end, so we came to Stats to have a nightcap and some good bar food.
It's not every day you come to a sports bar and get grilled mahi-mahi, right?
It was awesome. Really good.
Our wings are known around town as being some of the best wings. They're all jumbo sized. You can do spicy, or you can do barbecue, or also a Kung Pao sauce. We smoke our own ribs, and then we use those as our Kung Pao ribs.
The crab nachos are really good.
Crab.
You've got to try these crab and shrimp nachos. They're absolutely excellent.
The meat to sauce to cheese ratio is good. Is a good ratio,
It's
right?
pretty optimal, I'm gonna say. The
Right.
cheese to chip ratio, very optimal.
Cheese to chip ratio.
There
You
you
can do
go.
this for a living. You ever watch this show?
Absolutely.
We've got our Taco del Dia, which today is shrimp taco. We've got some great Georgia shrimp that we've marinated in an herb marinade. We're just gonna season that with a little salt and pepper, and then go right to the griddle. While those shrimp are cooking, we're gonna warm up our flour tortillas, and we're gonna give those shrimp a flip. And we've got a nice golden brown on our tortillas. We're going to finish them with some slaw that's dressed with a rice wine vinaigrette, then topped with roasted jalapeno aioli. And then we'll go right to our plate. With the tacos, we usually serve rice and beans, but we have great French fry, sweet potato fry, vegetable of the day, whatever's in season.
It's a real hometown local place. You can pour your own beer, you don't have to wait for it.
So Stats was the first restaurant in the United States to have our self-pouring tap tables. We have 6 of them in the restaurant. They all seat at least 8 people. You could sit, pour your own beer, watch the games, and really not have to worry about ever having to get up or ask a server to refill your beer for you. One of the things we're excited about is bringing the brewery to downtown Atlanta. It's the new Stats Brew Pub.
I've been brewing professionally for about 3.5 years now. One of our biggest forces behind us is we already have the clientele. Being that we are one of the best sports bars in the country, now we are just adding a little bit of flavor to bring in our own beer and become a brew pub as well. We will always have 6 beers on draft, 4 year-round beers and 2 rotational. Our 4 year-round beers will be a Pilsner, IPA, a Pale Ale, and a Belgian Wit beer. We will have all those beers at the bar as well as the self-service tap tables. For people that come to town for work meetings, conventions, they can grab a growler, take it home, or just take it back to the hotel room and be able to enjoy it.
What better place to be than downtown with my buddy Brian?
Cheers, buddy.
Every time I turn around, you guys are doing something. So how do you decide to take maybe the greatest sports bar Atlanta's ever seen and turn it into the brew pub, the Stats Brew Pub?
It was just the right thing to do, Steak. It's our anniversary. We decided to add a brew pub. We thought it'd be a lot of fun. You know, we were the first place in the country to have the table tap system.
That company, Table Tap, right out of Atlanta, has created what I think is like the ultimate family dining table, right? Except this family likes to drink beer, right?
Yeah,
right?
And a lot of it.
The core of Stats is still, the sports, right?
Correct.
So what does the brew pub kind of add to the mix?
It just adds a uniqueness to it. There's not another sports bar brew pub in the city,
right?
Maybe even
in the country.
The cocktails here at Stats are meant to be fun, refreshing, and fast to serve. The names of our drinks are all statistics. We've got the on-base percentage, and we also have our 2-point conversion. I would like our guests to feel like they got taken care of, that they had a great time, that they really spent some time in a place that was unique and different than an average sports bar.
Beer,
Great.
booze, boys, basketball.
Yes.
Right?
It's live.
4 Bs.
Yep, that's
Which
it.
one do you like the best of those 4?
Beer.
Good answer. What does every one of your restaurants have to do?
We just need to be executing at a high level all the time. You know, downtown Atlanta is big event-driven, big convention-driven. So when it comes fast and hard. Have to have great, unique food that people want to come back for. Always good to see you, buddy. Loved having a beer with you, and now we have some really fresh beer to drink.
You know it, buddy. It's what I do best.
We just saw Brian Bullock in the piece on Stats. He's the owner here at Stats, where, let's be honest, this place gets rocking during big games, right?
Yeah, you know, Steak, our tagline is home of big games, and there's a reason for that. We can put a few thousand people in here. It's such a great vibe. It's such a big energy.
Yeah.
It's just people in Atlanta get excited for it. It's the highlight of the year.
Yeah, this time of year, do you notice just a different kind of energy throughout the city, not just in Stats, when people are eating and drinking, really getting fired up?
Yeah, I mean, we are the capital of college football.
Right.
There's no better city in the United States, and we all get it. It doesn't matter what demographic you are, who you are,
right.
Everyone is excited.
And everybody has a team.
Everyone has a team.
And they love going out and rooting together.
Hell yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, and you know, the other great part about it is people love to come see their teams from out of state.
Yes.
Because it's such a great environment. You know, Oregon's going to show up here this weekend because they're going to fly across the country because they know this is the place to see a game.
I hear you. We got 2 more great places coming up as the Atlanta Eats Fall Football Preview continues. Atlanta Eats is back. That's awesome!
That's perfection.
That's awesome.
Welcome back to Atlanta Eats and our fall football dining guide. I'm in downtown Atlanta at the fabulous sports bar Stats, where most folks walk in and wanting to watch a big game, get a great meal, and feel the energy of the fall in Atlanta. There's another spot in town that folks have been talking about for years. We loved covering it. Time to take a trip and get your wing on at JR Crickets.
No, I've been coming here since like 1996.
You know, whatever your taste buds are craving for, they have it here.
In Atlanta, you can't go anywhere else to get wings better than this. Amazing.
JR Crickets is an Atlanta wing tradition. We started in 1982, been slinging wings ever since then.
So I'm dainty. You gotta get a good pull, good dip. And there it is.
It's all about the art within peeling the chicken.
Well, first of all, nobody sells more wings than we do in the city. Nobody sells more wings. It's not even close. I mean, where else can you go at 8 p.m. and order 600 wings and get them in 45 minutes? We get people from all over the country who have seen us on TV, read about us, seen us online. We got voted best wings in Georgia. You know, legacies, and everybody in Atlanta wants to come here. There really is no competition for us. Everybody does wings, everybody has their idea. A true traditional buffalo wing, nobody can touch us.
I keep coming here because the wings are fresh, and I love the blue cheese.
They make it themselves here. It's amazing.
Cooking fresh wings, never frozen. Our sauces are made here in Atlanta. We stick to the basics, mild, medium, hot, 3 Mile Island, which is extra hot. The guys who have been in the kitchen, some have been there 20 years, more than 20 years. We got a great staff, you know, they know what they're doing. It's to forget everything you know about cooking wings. These guys will show you.
So I come here for the lemon pepper wings. Delicious, probably the best in the downtown area.
I coin myself like a lemon pepper connoisseur, and I would say it's probably one of the best lemon pepper wings I've had.
Our lemon pepper wet is typical medium wing sauce when we shake our lemon pepper on it, and that's it. There's a combination of wings and other items such as fish, shrimp, and tenders. Well, we do a Philly steak, which has been our best-selling sandwich now for almost 37 years. So that people like that too. And the waffles now. Waffles and wings, it's our version of the waffles and chicken. And people actually want waffles with buffalo wings. That really took me by surprise, and also our ribs. I didn't know that we would have such a strong market on our pork ribs, and we really, really do. Well, so we smoke them, and then we finish them off on the char grill, and we put our buffalo barbecue sauce on it, which are just killing it these days.
Everyone talks about JR Crickets as just being a place where you can sit back, chat with your friends.
Yeah, Raquel is the 2018 winner of our annual JR Cricket Scholarship. If you're in business in a community, you really do have to get back and become part of the area you're working in.
This scholarship means a lot.
It's good for a local college. The first year we did it was Georgia State. Last year was Morehouse, and this year it's a girl going to Spelman. You know, it feels good because, you know, we just do our work and we go about it and we don't think about it. But sometimes when I see somebody come in here who I used to know from the early 80s, it's like, wow, you know, what have we done? You know, we've done something pretty good here.
I think it's just the flavor and the atmosphere. Like you come down here, it feels like somebody cooked it just for you. And it's just delicious.
You know, they want food that makes them happy. It's food that makes them comfortable. It's food that what they want. Every day seems to be different, and this is really all I know how to do.
Atlanta, the best.
It's the Fall Football Dining Guide, continuing from Stats in downtown Atlanta, one of the truly awesome sports bars in America with multiple floors, and you're coming out of a Falcons game or Atlanta United game or a Hawks game, you can't help but stop by here. And this time of year, the energy in Atlanta, it's palpable. It's time to check out big games, get great food. And this spot's got multiple locations all over Atlanta, one of my favorite operators. Time to have some fun at Mccray's Tavern. There's nothing more exciting than Midtown Atlanta these days. Amazing high-rises, great companies, sporting events. But on top of it all, you need a place for a cold beer and a great meal. And this one's not complicated. They know pub food at the highest level, whether it's brunch, lunch, dinner, or late night. Let's hang at Mccray's Tavern.
Mcrae Stafford is a local neighborhood restaurant and poorhouse with a classic American fare. We feature a lot of craft cocktails, craft wines, and beers. We're right off of 14th and West Peachtree. This used to be kind of a quiet neighborhood, but we've built up around here. It's really coming alive down here in Midtown.
What's the scene like in Midtown these days?
Great restaurant, bar scene. Mcrae's here is one of the best.
Yeah, so why is this one of your places?
Oh, you got good food, great drinks, great atmosphere, TVs.
After work, you had a long week, you want to get together and kind of hang out. This is a great place for that. Kind of light, vibrant.
What kind of atmosphere is a great atmosphere for a tavern?
Something where you feel comfortable, you sit down, you come and have a beer, good food, get friends together.
This particular location just has great energy.
Kind of designed the restaurant. We wanted to have a bar area, we wanted to have a dining area. You're all kind of together so you don't feel like you're in separate areas. If you want to kind of be away from the bar area, we have another level that's the windows open up so And when the weather's nice, we can roll these garage doors up and you feel like you're in an outdoor area. The food here is kind of an elevated classic American fare. We definitely got to have healthy dishes. We do a chopped salmon salad. Actually, we take all the ingredients, chop them up. We take a nice piece of salmon. It's grilled on top of the salad. It's excellent, excellent dish.
Try to go a little healthy.
Do you ever get a burger?
I do.
After work?
After work.
Tell me about
yeah.
the burger.
The burger's amazing.
What's so great about it?
It's very juicy, and I love all the flavor.
Take me through the right order.
All right, so first you're going to start out with one of the appetizers, the wings. The wings
Wings
are
are solid,
go-to.
right? Very tavern-y. I got you.
You know, you can't go wrong with the sandwich.
Work in Midtown?
I don't. I actually work in Marietta, but I drive down here for the food.
So let me get this straight. You're driving from Marietta. You probably pass 400 restaurants on the way, and this is your spot.
Their food's just very approachable. It's in a beautiful setting.
Yep.
They just take great care of you here. The bar seems great. Like a couple of my colleagues, we come here after work every time. Yeah.
Feels like the perfect Midtown tavern energy, right?
It does.
So what about after work? What's best?
The beer.
Yeah. A lot of different kinds, a lot of different styles. What do they got?
Everything on tap. IPAs, lagers, whatever you want, they got it.
They got a ton of beer on draft, so you're going to want to stick to, that.
Cold, fresh, crafted beers.
Absolutely.
Got some wings. Local,
keep
stay
it
local. What are we drinking?
We're drinking Athena from Creature Comforts.
Athena, that's like Creature Comforts. Great example of like a beer company, brewery just taken off, right?
Yeah, we have a great relationship with them.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're doing a riff on their Athena. So we get special syrups from Piedmont Provisions, and then we add it to the beer and kind of make it a little twist. Switch it up.
What are you trying to do for folks when they come in?
So what we want to do is just give someone a fresh experience every time. And consistency is key.
What's a consistent program look like?
Of having the freshest local ingredients in all of our cocktails. We're trying to bring together that elevated tavern experience. There's that stigma of the typical tavern where you're just going to get a lot of Bud Light and a basic vodka cranberry. So what we want to do here is still keep that relaxed atmosphere and just elevate it.
Just started a brunch menu. We do a build your own Bloody Mary bar. We got all kind of toppings over there. You can add different flavors of tomato juice, spices. We've got bacon, pickled olives, all kind of things.
You look like you were not afraid of that Bloody Mary bar.
Not at all. I like a good Bloody Mary.
So it's not your first rodeo? You've had a few over the years?
A few.
Yeah.
A few.
So what's the most important thing about that Bloody Mary bar you just had?
A lot of good ingredients that you can put in.
Yeah.
I love the bacon.
Bacon?
Yes, bacon is always good. I like a little spice to it. You gotta have a little spice.
A lot of garnish. Is it garnishing?
Garnishes, yes.
Right?
Oh,
Is that the word of the day?
Yes, garnishes.
Garnish is the word of the day.
I think the restaurant scene in Atlanta has got incredible quality of the food and the service and everything. I think it's really stepped up in Atlanta.
I like a place that you don't have to have set times, you know what I mean, when you want to eat.
I agree. I come here usually on Thursdays, and I come as early as 11:30. I might come as late as 2 o'clock.
Yep.
Hang out for the afternoon, get my work done.
Can't get a blue cheeseburger at Starbucks.
No, you cannot.
Welcome back to the Atlanta Eats Fall Football Dining Guide. We're at Stats in downtown Atlanta with George Hernandez, Joey Weiss, two of the younger, cooler members of our on-air team at Atlanta Eats, right? And boys, big conversation now when you talk about football season. We're talking about barbecue spots that we've covered in Atlanta. And I ask you, George, how are we doing as a barbecue city?
I mean, I think we're doing great. You know, we get all sorts of flavors from all around the country. We get Kansas City, we get Carolina, we get Texas. It all comes here because so many people from all those places live here.
So we're not necessarily Atlanta barbecue. Is it like a mosaic of a bunch of
Exactly,
places,
exactly.
right?
You go to a barbecue spot, you can find some vinegar, you can find some mustard, you find them both
All right.
bases.
Joey, how do you know when you've walked into the right barbecue joint? How do you know?
So obviously, you want good food, you want good sauce, all that. But what's really important is you want to be able to smell the barbecue as soon as you get out of your car. You want to smell it from the parking lot because you know that there's a smoker and that smoker is working overtime. You want that, and then when you actually get to your table, you want paper towels. You don't want to be pulling out little napkins. You want to get your hands dirty, and they should be ready to help you with that.
So you got to wear those ribs.
Yeah. You got to wear the whole deal.
Yeah,
so we found a place that folks love that maybe has the best barbecue style wings that you've ever seen. It's Pit Boss Barbecue, man.
You know, in Atlanta Eats, we are always on a quest to find the best places for you. And this is a joint that is so special. People come from all over the world for that smokiness, the barbecue. I'm talking ribs, I'm talking sides. And if you only come here for one thing, you gotta get those wings at Pit Boss Barbecue.
His wings are great.
You get great service. They treat you like family. Come in and you eat as much as you want. No one's going to judge you because the food is so great.
Well, as soon as you walk in, you smell the smoke. You know it's a legit barbecue place.
The owners are great. The atmosphere is quaint. The food's always good, consistent. I enjoy myself.
So we specialize in just some really good smoked meats. From our chicken, to our brisket, to our wings, to our burgers. Me and my wife started this together. She helped me develop the recipes. The key is making sure that it's done the same way every time.
I want to introduce you to my other wife, the Pit.
When you walk in, you can feel that smoke from the barbecue.
I mean, you can smell it before you get here. You smell it down the road, you know?
Yeah, it's really smoky, but not in like a bad way. It's like I come out and I smell like barbecue and I like it.
We got our smoked wings, our dry rub wings that we season, let them marinate overnight. Nice crispy skin, flavor right to the bone, and then add another flavor to it. People love our lemon pepper sauce. We make that here.
Oh, lemon pepper.
Yeah. What do they call it? Atlanta wet. People love it. We mix the sauces, mild barbecue and hot barbecue and teriyaki, right from the pit to the grill. A little hot barbecue sauce on there. Nice little coat. Caramelize that sauce onto the wings. That's beautiful right there, huh? Get some of that.
I'm a wing person. I'm a wing connoisseur. I've traveled a lot of different places, but these wings are awesome.
The meat is just so tender it almost falls off the bone, and that's how you know it's been slow cooked for hours. I like the sauce here because it's not overpowering the flavor of the meat, but it adds to it, which is really nice.
Bit of spicy hotness, but it's got the barbecue, the sweet tanginess. Oh, you can't beat it.
And if you want a little heat, you can add that as well.
Yeah, it's like a cult following. I mean, people are crazy about our sauce.
I get the brisket.
Ooh, what's great about the brisket?
It's just so tender and just juicy.
Well, our Black Angus beef brisket that we put a salt and black pepper rub on, smoked till it's tender and juicy. We slice it thin. It has a beautiful red ring on it. If you don't see the smoke ring, it's not authentic. We use oak because it burns hot. Hickory because it has a really good smell. We use a medium spare rib with the rib tip attached. They're nice and smiling right there, nice and tender. That's when that meat pulls back from the bone and you start seeing the bone stick out. If you had a St. Louis cut, which a lot of places serve, and you cut it off right there. And then this is the rib tip. We always serve the spare rib, the whole spare ribs, and we just cut them right here.
Well, I've eaten barbecue all over the country. I've eaten ribs in Memphis. I've eaten ribs in Kansas City.
You get people go on barbecue treks. People want to go around and they want to taste this region. How do you do it here? How do you do it in Alabama? How do you do it in Georgia, Mississippi, up the East Coast?
It's true. People come from all over the country to eat at Pit Boss. It's even all over the world. Now, where are you from?
Dallas, Texas.
Where are you from?
Huntington Beach, California.
So, where you live in California,
There's no barbecue. Not very good barbecue, at least. I've been coming here for 9 years, and every time I'm in Atlanta, I come here. You have to get rib tips. Rib tips, white bread, collard greens, you're good.
This is something you cannot get in Texas. You don't
really fine tips. I like it all. I like the smoke. I like the sauce.
A lot of people come. Actually, if you come in around dinner time, the line is out the door.
There's a lot of barbecue places around here. Why do you love it here?
Well, they're great. They're tender. And, you know, it's just like it's melting in your mouth.
You got your smoke ring around everything, around the ribs, and everything is just perfect.
Even our veggie burgers, a jumbo portobello mushroom, stuffed with vine-ripe tomatoes, topped with sauteed onions, melted Swiss cheese. Great thing about it, I'm right near the farmer's market, so I always got the freshest produce you could possibly get. And all our sides we make here. We make our own coleslaw dressing. It's sweet with a little heat. We put a little horseradish aioli in that. Our collard greens, fresh collard greens.
The collards have bacon in them. I love them.
Collards is another thing you have to cook a long time to break it down and to make it good. And you can tell this has been slow cooked all afternoon, and so it's very legit.
Put hot sauce on them and they're the best thing ever. And I feel like they're kind of healthy. You gotta have something green with all the meat, right?
That works for me, man.
Atlanta barbecue to me is that chopped pork sandwich and an ice cold glass of tea.
Well, you get a lot of locals, you get a lot of people from other states, other countries. We're right by the airport.
First of all, who gets a shirt with their name on it?
Hey, well, you know, they made it for me.
Oh, he's a great guy. He keeps you flowing. Always make sure your glass is filled.
We have a lot of really good bourbons, a lot of good scotches.
We do a lot of local breweries.
People come in and they say, what's local and on draft? And so we give them a couple of choices. We got Mexican Empire, we got Winter's Night. We also got the Lloyd's Arches Beer, which is a light lager. Hapeville is changed, it's transformed itself with the Porsche headquarters coming in with the Atlanta Airport District. Coming in and bringing all the restaurants together, showing people from out of town they have a great place to come in and enjoy food and drink in Hapeville.
We drive all the way from McDonough just to be a part of this community.
Why aren't you just local?
Because my husband is bullheaded and won't listen to his wife. That's the truth.
It is an honor to serve our guests. They chose to spend their money with us. And so we respect that. We want to make sure they know it and they feel appreciated so that they'll go out and tell their friends to come back and patronize us.
So what time's your flight?
7:35.
Oh my gosh, you better hurry up and eat. What time's your flight?
7:50.
Okay, you guys, I gotta end this now. Eat dinner.
That's great, thank you.
A taste of Texas, right here in Atlanta. Still to come, we're taking you just outside the perimeter to a bold barbecue joint whose pitmaster prides himself on sauce and seasoning. Plus, one man's journey from construction to catering. We'll head to Forsyth County to learn the secret to the perfect barbecue brisket. All that and more, just ahead on Atlanta Eats. We're back with George and Joey. I ask you a very critical question. What's the protein when getting a barbecue place to know that you're in the right spot?
It's chicken. Because if they can do the chicken right, they can do everything else right.
Okay, everything falls in line after that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say brisket because the ceiling needs to be as high as it can get. If they have good brisket, it's going to be the best barbecue.
All right. Powerful statements and a really powerful barbecue spot in downtown Tucker.
What inspires me about barbecue is how regionally different it is and how every state, every even city has its own way of doing things. On my honeymoon, spent a lot of time in Texas and stopped at some of the most iconic places. After having some of their barbecue, it was way different than anything I'd had. Texas was kind of what inspired this newest iteration of what Ford's was going to be.
There's a good mix of like young families and older people that have been here a long time. It's a big city, but it's got a really small town feel. Everyone kind of knows everybody. It's just a very small community feel in like a big city close to Atlanta.
Well, I grew up in Tucker, so coming to Ford's is kind of a natural thing for me. A bunch of my high school buddies worked here, so the local vibe drew me in.
The pitmaster, Justin, is my husband. He's created the whole menu, all of our side items, all of our sauces. That's all his deal.
Every meat that we cook is cooked for that day specifically. We never use leftover meats. Cook it, serve it, and when we're out, we're out. So sometimes that could be 7 o'clock. Hopefully it gets us through to 9 o'clock.
I was really hungry, and the only restaurant that came to mind today was Ford's. We eat here a lot.
The barbecue is great. Second time we were here, we had the big barbecue platter with a little bit of sampling of everything, and it was excellent.
I had the burrito tacos, the brisket burrito tacos. They were great. It's the smoke flavored. It's like a very good barbecue taste to it. It's like a southern barbecue taste.
You just super seasoned, but just salt, pepper, basic rubs to where we can change the flavor of the meat with the smoke itself. So we switched woods to oak instead of hickory, and we mix in a little bit of pecan just for some flavor.
I'm from Lexington, North Carolina, which is a sort of barbecue heaven, and they really have nailed the North Carolina style barbecue sauce, the vinegar sauce, so I'm very happy about that. And so it's just all around really great.
They've been working real hard right here. Hardly ever get to see them at home anymore, but they're awesome. They know what they're doing. Justin's a great pit master. Been smoking meat like crazy.
And they work really hard to make sure the food and the service is great.
Everybody's so friendly and welcoming. I mean, we just happened upon this place, maybe a month ago, a couple of months ago? Yeah. And they call us by name, and so it's just coming back to see family.
I love interacting with people and talking to them and getting to know their story and what they're about and serving really good food, and making hangry people happy.
What a great combination, close to the house and outside.
It's just really good food.
It's getting cooler and cooler. This main street is getting more and more cool. More and more restaurants are opening. More and more bars are opening. This is becoming like a happening street, which is great.
It feels like a small town. You walk into Ford's Barbecue, you look around and you're gonna know half the people there.
We love the atmosphere. We love it coming downtown Tucker. They got a good cold glass of beer for you, and the menu's awesome.
It's the same meats, it's the same kind of sides that everyone else does, but done our way and done with a fresh air patio with, a different spice level to what they're used to. It's them seeing our take on barbecue. Texas inspired, Texas style. A lot of people throw those words around. It's really our style. I'd say in the next 2 or 3 years, we'll be able to call this Georgia style barbecue, or at least Tucker style.
Somebody take a picture.
George and Joe, you're here. All things barbecue with the Atlanta Eats team. Getting really hungry and asking you a question. I'll ask you, Joey, first. What's the most essential side dish that you love the most at barbecue spots?
I'd say collard greens, because you can tell a good barbecue spot and a bad barbecue spot. If the collards are good, the barbecue spot's good.
Is there such thing as bad collards?
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Not in Atlanta.
What about you?
I think it's got to be beans. If they make good beans, they're going to be smoky. They're going to have bacon in them at the right barbecue spot. That's the way it's got to be.
So the journey for me is a little unconventional, I think. I was in construction for 15 years, and I kind of discovered a passion for cooking in 2012, which led me in 2015 to leave my construction career full-time to pursue catering.
It's never our plan to have a restaurant. We ran from it for years and ultimately made the decision to go for it. And the community here in Forsyth has just been so supportive of Stephen and our family and the restaurant. And now we have 2 of our 3 kids work here, and never know, maybe it turns into a family business that goes beyond us, next generation.
I decided very early on that I wanted to give back to the community, and I wanted to try to engage with most, if not all, of the customers that come through our door, in hopes that that will set us apart from from other restaurants around here.
Steven is the secret sauce to this place. He comes out and he always makes my children feel very welcome.
When my daughter turned 4, he picked her up in the middle of this place and sang happy birthday with the whole restaurant, and just a great place to make memories.
One of the biggest questions we get asked all the time is, what style barbecue do you serve? And I serve good barbecue. Our brisket is certified Angus beef. It's seasoned with just salt and pepper, very simple. We do smoke on hickory wood, which is a lot different from Texas style.
Get the 2-meat plate. That way you can try the brisket. They're making their sausage in-house. Very, very flavorful, and then try a couple of the sides.
If you're coming in on a Friday or a Saturday, the perfect order would be the ribs. The ribs are fantastic.
I got the brisket sandwich with the mac and cheese. It's really cheesy.
So on our menu, our most popular item by far is our brisket. It's sliced to order. We can serve it lean or fatty. Our most popular side dish is the brisket chili, which is made from our brisket that we serve here in-house. It is also in our Frito chili pie, which is amazing. And if you eat here, we make it right in the bag for you.
Everything's good.
Everything. I love it here.
I was not your family, I was a stranger to you once, but you treated me like we had the same blood.
So at the beginning of the pandemic, one thing that became really clear to me was the school systems, after they shut down, there would be no way for some people to get a meal. Some of those kids that go to school rely on that breakfast or lunch that they get. So it got me thinking how we could give back to the community in some sort of way. So I jumped on social media and decided that I was going to give away a free meal to anyone that came to us and needed it.
I was looking at a sign that says, practice radical empathy. And that's exactly Steven. So anytime he hears of a need, or he's just got that gift where he can seek it out, and the first thing he's gonna do is, no matter what it costs, he's just gonna jump in and try to help out. And that's what I love, and that's what I think this whole barbecue community is so good at, and he just defines that.
He's a better man than I'll ever dream of being.
Yeah. You showed me so much kindness, I do not understand. Who puts that kind of soul inside a man?
Another thing during the pandemic that I noticed pretty quickly was the restaurant industry was starting to crumble. There was a Facebook post about Lake Burrito here in Forsyth County, and they were almost out of business and didn't know where the next day would land for them. So I took to social media that night that I found out and made a plea to the county that if they shopped with us tomorrow, which would have been a Friday, that we would donate 100% of our profit to Lake Burrito that day. And the community not only showed up here and sold us out at 12:30, but they showed up at Lake Burrito as well and sold them out a lunch and dinner by 1 o'clock.
I have this quote from our pastor, Andy Stanley. He always says, you can't help all, but you can help one. So do for one what you wish you could do for many. And so that's kind of our motto, is just do for one. And so anytime you're given an opportunity to help one, you should do it.
We do our barbecue here in our tiny little 1,400 square foot building that is in the middle of strip mall. It's cool to see people come in and take a look at what's here, and it gives me the opportunity to shine a bright light on inclusion and that everyone's welcome, and most certainly everyone's welcome in my restaurant. I'm proud of that, very proud of that.
Welcome back to the Fall Football Preview, Atlanta Eats version of getting ready for football season in the fall. And an incredibly important topic we're about to tackle with George Hernandez and Joey Weiss, part of the Atlanta Eats team, part of the talent, and I use that term loosely. So we can't talk about the fall, and we can't talk about football without talking about the most important food item in Atlanta, Georgia, and that is wings. And these guys are experts. And I want to ask you, you brought in wings. We'll talk about the wings and stats, which are spectacular, coming up in a little bit. But how do you make a decision on your favorite wings? That's not easy.
I think you gotta, it's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a saucy wing, that's one thing. If you're looking for a rubbed wing, that's another thing.
Yeah.
So then you kind of make your decision by there.
Okay, so it's a flavor profile thing?
Yeah, I think
All right, so
so.
how many different wing places, in all the years you've been working at Atlanta Eats, how many places have you tried?
I'd say 4 dozen.
4 dozen, 50 wing
Those
places.
are rookie numbers.
So Joey, how about you? How many different Atlanta wing places have you sampled?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've probably been to, like George, several dozen wing places, but I've also had wings at
Everywhere you go.
Because if a place offers wings, they're in
You're gonna
Atlanta,
do it.
the
Okay.
wing capital.
All right, we're in the wing capital. We're in Atlanta Eats fall football preview, and these are 2 of your favorite wing places in the entire city. Where are we highlighting?
So Fire Pit Pizza Tavern in Grant Park. The owner, Leslie Cohen, she's a great chef. She's been on Food Network. She won Chopped or something like that. And she made her own spice blends. And she calls it her unicorn rub.
Unicorn rub, and that's what we're looking at,
That's
right?
what we're looking at right here. It's the greatest rub I've ever tasted.
Oh, wow. Grant Park,
Grant Park.
unicorn wings. Get ready to take a bite and tell us about it in a second. What about you, Joey? What's your spot?
Yeah, so I got Clay's Sports Cafe. So if you ask, I'd say one or 2 of every 3 Atlanta people, their favorite wing, they're going to tell you Clay's.
Wow.
It's tucked away in a little shopping center in Sandy Springs, but you go in there and it is
So
a mighty wing.
what separates the Clay's wings from all other wings?
Well, for one, an important thing is they are jumbo wings. A lot of places skimp on the wings that they give you, but also just the sauces are so flavorful. You can combine sauces.
So, yeah, it's tucked away. It's one of my wing places. And that's somewhere you find the best wing places, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
Out of
a strip mall or like in the back of a barbecue spot or
Yep.
something like that. I mean, that's what the
If they don't even have a website, that's a positive sign for a good
Wow.
wing. Yeah.
So sometimes the obscurity works.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you my favorite wings, and I've been here, coming here a long time. You're at a sports bar in downtown Atlanta. Brian Bullock's the owner. We know and we love him. So the wings here are next level ridiculous.
Whoa.
All right, boys, what did I tell you? Thank you. So Brian, take us through a little bit. Move that over there, Joey, for you. Take us through the flavors.
You know, as wings are probably unequivocally the #1 app at any sports bar, we try to have a great variety. So, you know, we can thank Teresa Bellissimo out of Buffalo for bringing us the buffalo wing, the original thing. My favorite.
That is glistening. By
Isn't
the
it
way.
beautiful?
Wow.
And then we go into the barbecue because we are in the South. We have to have that. We have a Kung Fu, which is an Asian style, a little
Ooh.
sweet chili sauce, and then a Parmesan garlic lemon, which just covers all the bases in wonderful.
All right, so I've known you a long time. How much pressure did you feel to find the greatest wing? It's kind of, you're the curator of this. So what was the most important elements?
You know, I think what we like to focus on is to have what we call an extra large wing. It's 6 to 8 wings per pound, and what that gives us the ability to do is have a crispy outside and an unbelievably moist inside, which in my opinion is the definition of a great wing.
All right, these are 4 amazing flavors. How do wings do in takeout in general? Good takeout?
Well, like I said before, also, that depends on the rub or the sauce. You got a super saucy wing, it's probably not going to travel as well unless you pop it back in the oven.
Right.
But if it's on a rub, I mean, that's going to be good for you.
Yeah, and a problem with a saucy wing is science has not yet found the best way to reheat them. If you got a dry rub, maybe an air fryer or convection
Wow.
oven, but they're honestly maybe better cold or room temp at that point.
All right, so what are you most proud of these flavors?
I think our buffalo is the best. I mean,
That's a great looking buffalo wing.
Yeah.
Everybody, pick your poison, pick your flavor, if you will. I'm having a love affair with these Asian wings right here. I mean, look at that right there.
I'm going to go
Right?
parm.
And I trust Brian's word.
So you can't do football the right way without a great order of wings, right?
Correct.
So everybody, good luck, congratulations. Here's to the wing in the ATL. right?
Cheers.
See you on the
Here we
other
go.
side. I'm covered in sauce right now.
Oh.
Reason why we have large napkins.
Welcome back to the Atlanta Eats Fall Football Preview Special. And of course, if we're talking about fall football, and by the way, we're at Stats in downtown Atlanta, where on Saturdays, the college football scene, watching games is absolutely insane. And we're going to talk about Georgia and Georgia Tech, the great rivalry. We got George and Joey, who both know Atlanta, right near Georgia Tech and Athens so well. I want to talk about dining in those towns, because this is a new thing. Like, mom and dad come to town, they don't just stop in at like Parents Weekend. They're there like 5 games a year, and they want great restaurants, and the kids want great restaurants. So how good is the food scene in Athens?
The food scene in Athens just gets better and better. It's got just an amazing combination of southern stuff that we've loved for a while, and then there's also just new places that are coming up over and over again, to where no matter what you're in the mood for in Athens, you're getting a good time.
All right, so somebody is figuring out that they're going to spend a football weekend in Athens. If they can get a hotel room, God bless, you must know somebody. But give our folks for this fall some of the have to check out Athens restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely. So luckily, you could also make the drive. It's only about an hour, 15, hour 20 out of Atlanta. So one new place that just recently opened up, and I checked it out, and I knew it had to go on my list, is called Zizi and Simone's. It's a classic red sauce Italian spot over by the 5 Points area. But I mean, you go there, and they've got the focaccia with ricotta. They've got an amazing
and
Meyer.
The pronunciations.
Yeah, I learned from them.
Yeah.
They've got a Meyer lemon pizza. That sounds insane, but I got it out of sheer curiosity, and it was amazing.
Give me another place in Athens.
Then there's also Mama's Boy, which anyone will tell you that's the brunch spot to go to.
Okay.
You get a cinnamon bun bigger than your head, pulled pork hash. It's just, the wait will be long, but it'll be worth it.
All right, you're in Tech, so you're in downtown Atlanta. You're, by the way, a big Tech fan.
Yeah. My sister went there. Whole family's been there. I've been rooting for my whole life.
Okay. So how's the food within a mile or two at Tech?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could go to West Midtown and have like a really fancy dinner if you have your parents in town. I kind of was thinking though more for like the freshman, sophomore who's coming into town. Antico, right? To get just a pizza, it's a no-brainer. It's the greatest pizza in America.
Right. It was graded by Zagat's, the highest food rating ever.
Yeah.
Lines out the door for years.
Yeah.
And now Antico Pizza is like a whole complex, right?
They got the Gio's chicken there. They got all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And Gio, he knows what he's
doing. That's a Tech staple.
Right on
Antico.
Hemp Hill. Yeah.
Okay, right on Hemp Hill. What else?
Number 2, I would probably say the Yard. I don't know if you've been. It's close to downtown, actually, right here by Stats. They make these gargantuan milkshakes that were kind of made for
of course,
Instagram and TikTok and that sort of thing.
Big lines, right?
I just had a s'mores one that was like freaking next level, man.
Right.
And then,
that's okay.
Yeah. Well, it was delicious.
And a lot of Tech kids there.
Yeah, definitely. Just down the street from campus, so pretty easy.
So
to
mom
get
and dad
to.
come to town. Tech's got a ton of places.
And then there's another one that I wanted to share.
Yeah.
Chung Man Chicken.
Man chicken.
Chung Man chicken.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah, and chung means very good looking apparently in Korean. But Atlanta has a huge Korean population. Korean fried chicken is fantastic.
Yeah.
And they make some of the best in the whole city, and they're right on campus.
On campus?
Yes. Chung Man chicken.
Crispy.
Crispy.
What's the tried and true old school Athens University of Georgia place? Is there one where we're missing?
You ask anybody in Athens, anyone at UGA, the best spot's Cali and Tito's. It's Latin food. You get the best Cuban. Everyone's got their go-to order.
I'm not supposed to say this, but Kirby Smart is there a lot in the off season. I think it's him and his family on Monday night.
He must eat in like the back room, so he's not
before
bothered.
they won the national title, you could get in there.
Right.
Now it's a mob scene. But yeah, a lot of the coaches love that place.
Yeah, it's also right by where they practice.
Right,
so
right by the stadium and the Buttsmeer building.
I think the Tech fans are going to have to go pull a Jordan pizza party on Kirby, I think, at Cali and Tito's or something like that.
Well, I will say this. There's great restaurants in Midtown, Georgia Tech campus area.
Yep.
Athens, a phenomenal. So when it comes to football season in the fall and big games, these are amazing places as well. And we love Stats, right? Downtown?
It's the best, man. It's a
How
huge
good were
place.
those wings today?
Oh my God, those wings. I mean, there's no better way to kick off a game than having a good wing.
Nachos?
Nachos are awesome. Beer taps on the table. I mean, you can't go
So
wrong
we get
with this place.
excited about this stuff. We're in the middle of football season. Check out your local pub. Get fired up. Tech in Georgia. That's what it's about in all these other great schools. And make sure you watch Atlanta Eats every Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Sunday mornings at 10:30. And root your team on. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching. If you want more great restaurant content about Atlanta's food scene, you can find it all on Atlanta Eats' YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/ATL Eats.
Subscribe right here.